Hi everyone, Mike here. Let me adjust this a little bit, little technical difficulties. Okay, nice to see everyone. Hope everyone is well. Thought I'd change it up a little bit out here, outside today, just to be out in the sunshine, be out in the fresh air, which is always a good thing. That's for sure. Hope everyone is well. I want a special thank you and welcome to anyone new who's recently subscribed. Appreciate it very much. Please mention it to other people. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. I love talking to you, and please reach out if you choose to. Okay, so it's been a pretty quiet week. Full disclosure, I think most of the week I was still trying to bounce back from the bout of food poisoning I had in Pittsburgh. I felt awful all week. Excessively tired, which is a Parkinson's symptom. So it could have been that, but it just took a little more than I expected, and that's going to happen. Which may not have been a bad thing. I got to get a little energy back. I'm feeling a lot better today. That's for sure. We have a lot of preparations to go on, and I'll get to talk about that for our trip, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. First thing I want to talk about is the tremendous feeling of unity I felt, especially in the last week from the Parkinson's community. The World Parkinson's Congress, which happens every 3 years, was out in Phoenix, Arizona. It'll be in, I think it's Quebec in 3 years, I believe I was told. And a lot of people I know were there from online. I've interacted with a lot of great people. Some of them I've mentioned, like Esther, and a lot of others who are helping the cause in their own right, in their own way. And it is a great feeling of comfort and of unity is the only way I can put it, that I felt in the last week. And I've had people reach out, people have watched the vlog. It's just been, I felt like I was there. I wasn't. I wish I had been. I didn't hear about it till too late. But, I'll be at the next one, I hope, God willing. And to be more involved in trying to make not only my life better, but other lives better. And that's what we're trying to do here. We don't talk about what we're going through because we're looking for badges of honor or pats on the back. It just is a great, great source of comfort when somebody knows what you're talking about easily. That's the only way I can put it. I've talked about that before, of this almost like a secret language that people with Parkinson's have. It is unlike anything I've ever experienced, and positively too, that's for sure. So it's been great this week, interacting with new people, meeting new people, talking to them, and trying to figure out how we want to proceed with things. I know I have concerns. I did my first event yesterday with the Parkinson's Foundation. That went very well. We had a nice visit with a woman who works for a home health agency, and we helped her out to try to deal with some of her clients that have PD. And I can see more of this coming in the future, and I certainly hope so. But the thing that I'm concerned about, and it's no disrespect to any of the larger foundations, is they at times feel like they are looking through a pair of binoculars through the wide end. or I'm sorry, they should be looking through it through the wide end to get a smaller view. I understand that research is important and looking for a cure is important, or other ways to make people's lives better is very important. But there are a lot of people out there who either are ashamed or afraid or not accepting of what they're going through. And those are the people we really need to reach. I don't know how we do that. I just think we need more resources on the front lines. And I don't know if any of the agencies, including the one I'm working with, are able to do that in an efficient manner. You know, I think if you have smaller agencies working on helping people in their day-to-day lives, it frees up the bigger agencies to do the research, to publicize the illness, to do things that only they can do because they've got the financial resources. So that's my concern, and I've expressed that to some people in the past week. But we will see. The only way to be a change agent is to get in, roll your sleeves up, and dig deep. And that's what I'm going to try to do in the future. So, what's ahead? As one of my favorite vloggers, Tampa Jay, says, there is indeed much ahead. We are preparing this time next week. I will be in California. I will probably post at least something while I'm out there. We are there to have a good time, to enjoy ourselves. My wife Christy and I are greatly looking forward to this. This is unlike, I've said this before repeatedly, this is unlike anything we've ever done. And is it scary? Yeah, of course it is. Being away from home for 10 days, especially now, is, it's more of a challenge. But I think I'm prepared and I think I'm ready. I've done other things. I got, and you can see it kind of here on my watch, I got something called My ID. And I entered my personal information, my medical information, and there's a QR code on the back of the little thing that attaches to my watch. If I'm incapacitated and can't speak, or my wife is not with me, all they'll have to do, and there's an instruction around the front that says turn over. They'll see it, they'll scan it, they'll find out who I am and what's going on. I just think if I am going to travel with this type of condition, I've got to have something like that. So I decided to be proactive and go out and get that. But, it's going to be a good trip. It's going to be fun. I know I'm probably going to have to adjust our schedule somewhere along the line, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We think we've built in enough that we can do that. And being with family in the first part of it will ensure that happens. It will be tremendous to be with my aunt and uncle. They're not getting any younger, who is, but Disneyland knots, the Angels baseball game will all be fun, but that to me is the highlight of the trip. I have no problem saying that. And that's a good thing. But like I said, Disneyland, knots, I talked about how Adam the Woo last week, how Adam rekindled my desire to do these things. And I have reached out to Adam's family in the last week in comments and telling them that, it's just been it's going to be great. It really is. It's going to be a lot of fun. I will talk about specifically the challenges I faced while I'm out there. If something doesn't go right or go well as I hoped it would, I'll tell you. And one thing I have to do, I have to be really clear with my wife to tell her how I'm feeling. She will help me all she can, but she can't help me unless she knows what's happening. And I've really started to realize that. So, but, you know, getting on a plane, and that's pretty cool. So, lot ahead, a lot of fun, a lot of good things, nervous things. I'll worry about my dog the whole time. You know, that's just me. And, you know, we're coming up on a year that I've known. That'll be next week also. A lot has happened in the last year, and a lot of it good, you know, and, you know, so, you know, life is what you make it, and I know that's cliche and all that, and to be unhappy, to be distressed, to sit here and say, woe is me, is not how I'm choosing to live my life. I'm just not. And it's not fair to my wife. It's not fair to anyone around me. And why would I want to do that? There's still a lot of things I want to experience, do. I know we're going to have a busy summer ahead of us. Going down the shore. We have tickets to the Futures game for the All-Star weekend in Philadelphia. I'm still crossing my fingers that I can somehow get lucky and get game tickets, but we'll see. You know, much ahead, to quote the famous philosopher Tampa J again. But, you know, I hope everybody has a good week. I hope everybody had as good a Memorial Day as we could. In the East, it was not a good one with weather, but that's the way it goes. So, everybody have a good week. Take care of yourselves. Remember, the circle of goodness holds, and we are indeed always all in this together. Take care.